to change the world by bringing it to its knees.
I believe that means that we are live right now. Hi, everybody! Oh my gosh!
Hello! Oh, Lordy!
Oh my goodness, we're here!
Oh!
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Character Creation. My name is Lucas Schuneman. I'm the host of a show on Twitch. I'm also a voice actor. I do voices and talk into a mic sometimes, and it's kind of my job, and it's really fun. It really, really is. It's a fun.
You do
it's a fun
that
life.
too?
I do that too, man. I guess
Oh my gosh!
it's a crazy life that I live.
It's amazing!
You may have heard me on video games and animes and cartoons and audiobooks and commercials and scrimshaws. If they ever hire me to do one of those, maybe one day I'll do that. I don't know. But I'm all over the place. And also a big fan of D&D. A big fan of D&D really for the idea of storytelling and lore building and world building and character evolution and growth through collected group interactions and storytelling. It's one of the reasons that I love it so much there. What's going on, Tyson? Hello in chat. By the way, hello in chat, and everybody welcome over to the chat here today. I'm glad everybody is over here today. I'm joined by a fellow voice actor and a big old friendo. We're both missing our hats today, but we're still having a great time. Keston, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keston Howard. Like Lucas said here, I'm a voice actor as well. Known him for several years going on now. I've voiced in a lot of different things, animations, cartoons, video games, escape rooms, different things like that. The biggest thing you probably know me from is from the AFMAO YouTube channel, which is getting close to 10 million subscribers on there. Voiced with AFMAO for several years now. I'm the voice of Zane and Dante and several other people on there, or at least when I started out. But yeah, I've been doing that for quite some time now. And I recently got into D&D myself just about a year or two ago. Like,
Okay.
I held off for the longest time, didn't really realize what the big deal was about it. And after I started playing on some campaigns and some one-shots, the hooks were in. I could not get enough of it, and I love it to this day now.
Yeah, I'm almost at my 4-year mark for me, so I'm not too much longer than you. I started it. Yeah, it was summer 2017, and. Yeah, somebody else I know that was just kind of like, oh, I'm doing some D&D stuff, and I wish I had more knowledge. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, there's some people out there, and there's some voice actors that I know that play D&D. You should go watch what they do. And then they did. They came back to me, and they said, oh, did you see the episode where the blah-blah-blah? I'm like, I don't watch it. I mean, I wish them well, but I don't watch it. And they're like, why don't you watch it? And I'm like, because I don't know anything about D&D. I'd probably be lost. I don't even think it'd be. They're like, no, you'd love it. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden just deep dive. And then I'm just like, yep. It was really good.
That's about the way I was too.
Yeah. The thing about D&D that really confused me at the beginning was there was a perception, and it was a false perception, that there wasn't anything about character development. And there wasn't anything about world building and lore building. It sounded to me like it was a board game. Mm-hmm. And how could a board game have this intense level of role play involved, and the not just acting but improvisational opportunities and
Absolutely.
all of these other things like this? It didn't hit me that was an option. I just was like, oh, it's just a board game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the exact same feeling. Like, when I started researching a little bit, like how the whole thing works, like, you know, the big popular ones out there, like Critical Role, Dimension 20, things like that. Yeah. They're the ones that really, like, opened my eyes as to, like, what could be done with a game like this. And then realizing, like, how many other people had already been doing this for such a long time. I'm like, wow, this is actually, like, a really good, like, fun way to, like, exercise your muscles and, like, improv and acting and, like, building character lore for yourself. And it was really fascinating to me in that level.
It gave me a lot of feelings of doing our artists, any kind of artist workshop, but voiceover workshop specifically, and that creativity that you feel, that creative spark when you leave and you're like, I feel like I want to take on the world. Let's go. Come on. I'm creative. I got that
Yeah,
feeling from it.
and not just you, like everybody else that's playing along with you, like and whoever's running your game, like making this world and throwing these things at you to where you have to like react on the spot. It's really cool to actually just get in there and feel that, sense of camaraderie and all that.
Yeah. Then it's one of the reasons that I wanted to start this show is because I've been playing with a lot of other groups, and a lot of groups aren't not everybody is so involved in this idea of taking a character and making it mean something off of a character sheet, off of a set of stats, off of, oh, no, I'm a lizard folk and that means that I'm cool. What? Lizard folks could be cool, but what about your character is cool? Well, they get a bite attack. I'm like, that's a mechanic. That's okay, but why is the bite cool? Because I can do for a bonus action. What does that mean? You got let me have something. But that's a style of play, and the style of play is mechanical, and so that's fine. But what about literally just having? What if? And I just had this thought. What if I completely randomly rolled up everything about a character, guaranteed I could make that character interesting. Didn't care if I had crap stats, nothing. I could make that character interesting, and I could make a table, love that character, regardless of anything else. Doesn't matter how good or bad their numbers are or where their things are. Doesn't matter. Has no problem with that. We made last week. We made a wizard character, and God bless him, he didn't know really how to use his ability scores that much, and he had an armor class of 9.
Oh.
And hit points of 6 at a first level wizard.
Oh.
But he made this wonderful elderly dragonborn kind of grandmother, and I'm just everybody's gonna want to just protect Granny. Protect Granny. Let's just do it. And how can you not love that? That's such a great idea. So that's one of the great things. Anyway, that's what we're going to be doing here today. We're going to be basically building a character from scratch. Keston's going to be rolling some dice and calling some things out. We're going to be working together to just kind of build this character up and just see exactly where it goes. Let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping, though, before we get started by diving into Everthon today. There's a lot of stuff going on with Gilding Light. They've been very cool to host us and give us this chance to explore a lot of things like that. So here we go. Okay, let's see here. First off, you want to stay on track here with Gilding Light here on Twitch today at 1 p.m. Pacific time, an hour after we end the show the show here. There's going to be a new episode of A Song in the Heart. DM Jonathan Cerna is going to be taking a whole bunch of people through the Oleum College. They've been traveling through basically a bard school going on here, and it's been a really, really fun run for them. They're going to be playing again at 1 p.m. Pacific time here, twitch.tv/GildingLight. Also, here on Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, again, same time starting for The Song in the Heart, there's going to be a new episode of Poison Tulips, another campaign that's been very much about writers and things like that. By the way, I want to say hello to Nightmare47 and Adelheid1976. Welcome to chat. If you have anything, by the way, please throw in on chat as well. Also, we're getting down to the very nitty gritty here for the Bard book over at !Bards in chat. If you want to get a little bit of information about what they're doing over there, this is the Kickstarter from Gilding Light. They had a $20,000 goal. They are damn near $250,000 that they have raised, if not more. It is doing really, really great on that stuff. Yes, it is the Bard book. It's basically a city of bards, a city that inspires revolution. And they have had all these amazing stretch goals. All these amazing things are happening. You can lock in some amazing add-ons right now, including dice from Level Up Dice, Master Vaults and dice trays from Wormwood, coins of Salvata from Campaign Coins, an awesome sound set by Sirenscape. There's a whole bunch of great things there. Too many things to mention. Go out there. Check out thebardbook.com. Or just Kickstarter the Bard book and find it there. There was a little bit of a contention between thebardbook.com had a little bit of a bad link, like a security link if you link to it there. So if it doesn't get you there, get to Kickstarter Just go to Kickstarter, look up the Bard book. It's hot right now, and I think they're going in through the end of tomorrow is when the campaign ends, which is our wonderful leader and mistress here on Gilding Light, Satine Phoenix. It's her birthday tomorrow too, so it's going to be ending that. So
what a great present.
It is, and that's one of the things she was saying. Is like, it's going to end on my birthday. She was so happy about it. And she's actually throwing a big birthday bash tomorrow at twitch.tv/Satine Phoenix, and everyone is invited. She's going to be DMing games from 8 a.m. in the morning Pacific time to 10 p.m. to celebrate and mark the end of the Sirens Battle of the Bards Kickstarter. So please go check out Gilding Light's social media and to see who's going to be rolling dice in that epic game day. There's actually going to be a whole bunch of games going on, and Satine will be DMing all day. And boy,
Awesome.
are her arms going to be tired after all of that is done. So, housekeeping out of the way, let's make ourselves some characters. Keston, what do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay, so before we got started today, I offered Keston the option of rolling up a guaranteed new character that we haven't had here on Character Creation, or the possibility that maybe we'll double up on something. Maybe we'll have a new character come up that has already been rolled, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. He chose the latter, so we have all of the tables that are available here. These are tables that I made, by the way. If anybody wants to have them, we have some links in chat. We can get those things in there later, but these are custom-made tables that I made. So we're going to start off with your class. So I want you to just pick any dice that you'd like, any singular die that you'd like. Call out the die that you're going to do, and we're going to roll low or high on that die.
Okay, let's just go ahead and start off with a D20.
Okay, can do.
And if I could, I'd like to show off the dice that I am using here.
Please,
I brought these.
right ahead.
I brought these on my business trip down to Dallas here specifically for this. Some of my favorite dice. These are custom Kingdom Hearts dice.
Move it over a little bit in front of your face there, so we can see it.
Oh yeah,
in front of your face.
Right,
there you go.
Right there.
Oh,
Made
the
by the
rolls
good
are
people.
always simple and clean.
Made by the good people over at Hard Light Forge on Etsy. If you want
Nice.
some dice for yourself.
Is that L-I-T-E or L-I-G-H-T?
I believe it is L-I-G-H-T.
Hard Light Forge. Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we got.
Okay, rolling D20, low or high?
It's a 2.
That's low. All right, now I need you to pick up a D8. Roll
Okay.
that D8, and if it's an 8, re-roll it.
Okay. It's a 5.
You're a cleric, my man.
that's like my main character in my main
Hey!
campaign right now.
There's plenty of this kind of stuff, and don't worry, we've already had a cleric on. We've already had a cleric on game, so don't worry.
Okay.
We're going to be making another cleric here, and the good thing about clerics is that there's a bunch of domains. There's a bunch
Yes.
of subclasses for that kind of stuff, which I'm going to have you roll for right now. Let's get your domain for your cleric, and for that, I want you to roll me low or high again. It's gonna be a low or high and a D8 again thing. So just like the class.
right.
So
Okay. So let's go ahead and go for D20 again, low or high. That is a 9.
so that's a low. Technically, 1 to 10 is low. D8 again. If it's an 8, re-roll it.
Okay, let me pull up that list here because you also sent me that list online here.
Right.
The stream is a little bit slow on my end, so I need to.
Well, you're not gonna see the domain list on this one here. So don't worry about that. one.
Okay.
No. You're not gonna see that one. This is a subclass, and I can't make them up for everything. Trust me.
Right.
So just go
Okay,
ahead and roll it. So it's low, and 1 through 7, we're re-rolling an 8.
Got it. Here we go. That's a 7.
You're a life domain cleric.
Ooh, I
Life
get to
domain. Which means you're
max
all about
heals for everyone.
You're all about them heals. You're all about them heals. Ultimate support character. Our last cleric that we had roll up was Tosh Ritter, who rolled up a Tempest cleric. So
That's the one I'm playing right now.
Oh! I actually rolled one up. I actually used these tables and rolled one up for a campaign that I might be playing with, and I rolled up a Tempest cleric myself. Half orc Tempest cleric. Never played Tempest Cleric myself. Then I checked out their Channel Divinity. I was like, oh, that's why people like them. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right, whatever. but I'm fine with it. Okay, so we have that. Let's go to now your race. Low, high again. This time we're going to have 24 different races that's out there. While you're rolling that low or high, I'm going to read a chat. Nothing. I love that you're talking about character development. Something that always bugs me even more than the "so everyone's at a tavern" way of starting an adventure is exactly how did your mage or how did your fighter school kind of let you out at level 1? Some characters would evolve naturally, like the rogue or the paladin, but anything that needs training, like why are you out here? That's actually one of the things that we try to do. Actually, is we try to establish what set you on the path of being an adventurer, and I think it's always open to that. You can always use your background feature for that, but you can also use a lot of your just knowledge of just like why did this individual want to be a class and what inspired them to do that, and have this all stuff there. All right. Go ahead there,
all right.
Keston.
Lower, high, D20. That's a 17.
That's a high. All right. So now I need a D12.
D12.
Any number is open. D12.
Okay, here we go. Make sure it didn't fall off the side. 7.
We got another Minotaur on the crowd. We have another Minotaur cleric. Here
Minotaur
we go.
life cleric.
Why? What is it with Minotaur? I always see people playing Minotaurs and they're always playing clerics. I don't get it.
Really?
I don't get it. Hey, ask Rachel and Justin. Justin's playing Death Domain Minotaur cleric.
Okay, I'll have to
do that.
I'll meet up with them later and see
I know.
What's going on with
I have feel. I watch Twitter. Don't worry. I know who you're hanging. I know who you're hanging with.
Right.
I hang with them too. Anyway, okay. Minotaur cleric it is. All right. All right. So let's get your race in here. And we also have had a Minotaur already on here. He was a fiend warlock. Yeah. Oh, let's put that up there. Pow. Okay, so race is Minotaur. All right, so now let's get your background. Let's see if we can get a background that has been different since you have rolled up something that has been similar, but obviously not a life cleric. Now there are 36 different choices here. We're going to have you roll 2 d6s, but not at the same time. 1 d6, call it. Second d6, call it. That's how we're going to do this one.
Okay, so first d6 going up. That's a 6.
Okay, and roll another d6.
And d6 going again. That's a 3.
That's a soldier. You almost hit the smuggler, which was our Minotaur was a smuggler background. So we almost had another Minotaur smuggler. I'm like, wait a minute. Did they work together? Wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be great.
Yeah.
I know, right? You guys both rolled that. But a Minotaur soldier who's now a life cleric. I'm loving this already. I love this already. It totally works there. What's going on, DC? Hey, DC. Welcome. All right, so let's get our soldier. And the thing I like about soldier, the soldier background, is that it's so versatile. You can do anything as a soldier. I mean, you don't have to be like you were a fighting soldier. You could have been like a field medic. You know, there's a lot of different things within being a soldier. So there's a lot of wonderful things about that there. Okay. Minotaur life cleric from the soldier background. All right. I love this. Time to make up your character sheet, but we're also going to make sure that there's a lot of other choices that are going to go into making a cleric. So we're going to do all that one as well. We're obviously going to get your ability scores. That's going to be another thing as well. Life cleric 1. Background soldier. Player Keston. Gonna start thinking about some names there for your Minotaur.
Oh, yeah.
There's some information, though, on those links I sent you there. You could actually do that one, yeah. Nightmare says, a soldier who's a cleric. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's, a soldier can see something and then decide, no, I want to go towards I don't want to be on the war field. I don't want to be on the battlefield anymore and want to go towards a life of healing. They could have been a healer already and just been recruited to be a field medic. There's a lot of different ways to play this. And again, that's why I like the versatility of soldier, because it's very open-ended. Wonderfully open-ended on that regard. So there's that. So let's get a couple of your set things already. First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab all of your... Okay. Ooh, wow, okay. So as a cleric, you're going to get... you're automatically going to get... As a life cleric, you're going to get proficiency with heavy armor. That's going to kick you in immediately on that.
That'll help.
Yep, that'll be very nice. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. And then you're also going to get your you're also going to get your Disciple of Life domain feature. Starting at first level, your healing spells are more effective. Whenever you use a spell at first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature, the creature regains an additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell level. So, Healing Word is going to get an additional 3 healing points plus your Wisdom modifier plus your D4. That is a very powerful healing word.
Tell me about it.
I mean, low-level life clerics can save parties. Low-level life clerics can save a low-level party. It's amazing how hard that is. I also see a lot of people when they try to like make like super powerful, like min-maxy kind of builds, they like to try to dip into a level of life cleric just to get that Disciple of Life. Just to get that Disciple of Life. But that is not what we're trying to do here today. We're trying to actually have some wonderful builds on that. All right, so that was your extra life domain cleric stuff. We're also going to have you making a couple more rolls here in a second. Ooh, we're also going to be, because you're a caster, you're going to be able to roll for your magic. I have tables. This is
nice.
You're not going to be able to choose your cantrips. You're going to roll for your cantrips.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Oh man, this is going to be so much fun. All right, so let's do this. Let's get your background first, because your backgrounds are set, and then we'll have you roll for your other things that you won't know. So you'll automatically have athletics and intimidation proficiency as a soldier.
Okay.
You're also going to get 1 gaming set and vehicle land proficiency.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to roll for that gaming set here in a second. You're also going to get some equipment, which is an insignia rank, a trophy taken from a fallen enemy, which could be a couple of different things. Roll a d6 real quick for me.
Yeah. 3.
You have a piece of banner. You have basically like a piece of their banner.
Right.
Piece of a banner from a fallen enemy. A bone dice set or a playing card set that would probably be with your. Roll another d6.
Yep. Fell off the table. Let's try it again. 6.
You have a playing card set.
Okay.
All right. Set of common clothes for Minotaurs. There's that. And you get 10 gold in your belt pouch. Not too bad. Those are your background. Oh, that's your equipment there. You're also going to get your military rank. This is your background feature. You have a military... dang it. Come on. You have military rank from your career as a soldier. Soldiers loyal to your former military organization still recognize your authority and influence. They defer to you if they are of lower rank. You can invoke your rank to exert influence over other soldiers and requisition things, basically. Simple equipment, horses, things like that. You can also usually gain access to friendly military encampments where your rank would be recognized. We can talk about it basically what that would be. So there's that. So always fun to have that one. Let's do this. Gaming set. Roll me D4. Roll me them caltrops.
Yep. Again, with custom dice here, we got a very interesting D4 set here.
Ooh, look at that Keyblade. Nice.
So let's see what we got. That's 3.
That's the playing card set. So, hey, it makes sense now because you actually rolled up the playing card set. So now you have proficiency in cards. So you have
neat.
So if you need to play cards with anybody, you got you got bonuses. Okay.
Okay.
Armor for clerics, you're going to get basically light, medium, and shields. But because a life domain is going to get heavy as well, you have all of them. For your your weapons, though, you don't get martial weapons. You just get simple weapons. So that's going to be a thing on that one. Where's my lists? Here we go. All right. I need you to roll me. Roll me a d6. If it's a 6, re-roll it.
Okay. Where did I just... Here we go. 1.
You're proficient in history.
Okay. That makes sense for a soldier, I think.
Sure. And now I need you to roll me a d4.
D4 again.
We're getting your skill proficiencies from the cleric class.
2.
That'd be a 2. That's medicine. Hey, for a medic.
Hey, perfect.
Right. Perfect.
Perfect.
We're making it work. All right. Cool. By the way, thank you, Diamond Planet, for sharing the stream on Keston's Discord. Thank you so much on that.
Thank you so much for showing up, Diamond, Adelheid. They're both my mods on there,
nice.
my streams as well. So
nice.
Really
All about the heals,
here.
but about the heals, no turning. Yeah. Inform me of it. I love not wondering which way my.
I'm all about the heals, no turning.
Geez. I love not wondering which way my D4 reads, though it barely fits in your dice vault. Is it a huge D4 caltrop kind of a thing then?
I've seen those. Those can be dangerous.
Right. The Diamond Planet is saying D is amount of sides on a dice, right? Yes. So if I say a D6, it's a 6-sided die. A D12 would be a 12-sided die. A D4, 4-sided die, and so on. So there's that. Okay. So let's see here. Light, medium shields, simple weapons. Let's get you your saving throw proficiencies in wisdom and charisma because you are a cleric. Proficiency bonus is going to be a 2. Let's get your equipment as well. Okay. It says mace or warhammer if proficient. Now, the warhammer is a martial weapon. You don't have that one, so we're going to give you the mace on that one. Scale mail, leather armor, or chainmail if proficient. You are proficient with chainmail because it's heavy, but we need to choose if it's going to be scale. If you're going to start with scale, leather, or chain, I need you to roll me a d6.
Gotcha. And yoink. That's a 3.
That's chainmail.
Hey!
You got the heavy stuff. Now, chainmail does also require a strength requirement, I believe, of 13 to wear it without having detriments to it there. But I think Minotaurs get a +2 to their strength, so I think actually that's going to be a thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I think. I have to check on that for a second. Roll me low or high, anything you want. Any dice you want, low or high. We're going to
get to that trusty D20. 3.
That's low, so we got a light crossbow and 20 bolts.
Nice.
Light crossbow, 20 bolts. Low or high again.
All right. D20 hitting again. 13.
That is high, so you got an explorer's pack.
This is setting up pretty well for a soldier, I think.
Priest's pack or explorer's pack was low-high. Low was the priest pack. High was the explorer's pack. And then you're going to get your shield.
Okay.
And your hold me closer, holy symbol. We're going to figure out what your holy symbol is probably after we find out who your god is. So there's always kind of like ideas for what a holy symbol can be, what you channel your ability through. You can also channel your ability if you have an insignia on your shield. So there's a lot of things you can have out there. Honestly, I like to be really loosey-goosey with symbols. Case in point, my Tempest Cleric, I gave him an eye patch. Ooh. And there's an insignia of his god on the eye patch, and that flares up when he casts his magic.
Oh, nice.
It's got like 3 lightning bolts on there, so it's like...
Okay.
So there's that. Let's get you some magic, my friend. Let's get you some magic. Every little thing he does is magic. Let's go to your cantrips. Now, cantrips are, for those of you a little less familiar with D&D, Keston's going to Keston as a cleric has magic. So, as a caster, he's going to be able to cast spells. Most spells that are leveled, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, all the way to level 9, they have expendable resources. So once he's out, he's out. But there are also spells that he can cast over and over and over again as long as he's want. We call those cantrips. Earlier editions of D&D used to call them level 0 spells. He gets 3 of these as a cleric just starting out. We're going to roll randomly. There is only 10 to choose from. So I need you to roll me a D10, and if it's a 10, re-roll it.
D10. Okay. Here we go. Again, I love these dice because they have like a different Kingdom Hearts symbol on each one of them. So this one is like Organization 13.
Oh, look at that!
Okay, so
nice.
Here we go. That's a 1.
You got guidance. One of my favorites.
Ah, lovely.
One of my favorites. All right. Now there's only 8 on the board. Roll me a D8.
Okay.
Actually, or you know what? You can roll the D10, or you can roll the D10 again if you want. You just have to re-roll it if you get the 1. Your call.
Yeah, let's just do the D10 again.
All right, go ahead and roll that D10 again.
Okay. 7.
Thaumaturgy.
Oh, love thaumaturgy uses.
And, if you would please, one more time.
All right. 9.
Word of Radiance.
Ooh.
That's a newer one. Yeah. Word of Radiance is basically, you basically speak a holy word, and everything within every creature within 5 feet of you has to make a save, or they take radiant damage.
Right.
So it's like a.
I like it.
There's like a couple of cantrips like that are kind of more kind of wizardy, like there's Sword Burst. That's another kind of thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderclap is another one. Boom and kind of thing like that. This is more of a holy version of that one. So you do have an attacking cantrip. You do have one.
Yes.
So Guidance, Thaumaturgy, and Word of Radiance, those are good. Those are a good one.
I like it.
And again,
I like it.
For a life cleric, you might not be attacking that much. You might be the support on that kind of thing. But having something to protect yourself in case somebody gets too close, it's like, it's like, Jesus take the wheel. Get not today, Satan, Word of Radiance. Go back. All right, that's good. You're also going to get your 2 spell slots for your first level. The cool thing as a cleric, though, is that we're not going to roll for your spells. You have all the spells available at all times. You're just going to prepare them every single day. So we're not going to worry about rolling up all of those things. So you have that. Okay. We have rolled up your cantrips. We got your Divine Domain features. We got your armor, your weapons, your tools, your background, your equipment. Yeah. It's time to roll some ability stats. Here we go. We're going to go for your ability scores now. This is where it gets fun. Now, my rule on this, 46, drop the lowest. It's 46, take the higher 3. I'm sure you've done this before, so I'm gonna let you do this one. While you're doing that first one, let people know this is what Keston's doing. He's going to roll 4 D6s, 4 6-sided dice. He's going to add up. He's going to drop the lowest number and add up the remaining 3. The highest he can get is an 18, then 666. And then the lowest he could get would technically be a 3 if you rolled all ones. But because you drop 1, then you drop that. But we're going to go anything that's a 7 or lower, you're going to re-roll that.
Okay. So I had 6, 5, 1, and 1. So drop one of the ones. That would be 12. Yep.
That would be 6, 5, and 1. That'd be the 12. Cool. We're going to do this. We're going to do this 6 times to get 6 ability scores.
Yes. All right. 2, 1, 4.
2, 1, 1, 4. Ooh, hold on a second. So that is.
That's 7.
That's a 7. That's
so we
a
need
7.
to re-roll that, right?
We're gonna re-roll that one, yeah. Now, normally what I like to do is have all four d6s at once, but you can totally re-roll them and write them down. We'll do it.
Okay, 1, 4, 6, and 6. So that's much better.
That would be
16.
16. Yeah, there's a good score. All right, do it again.
Okay. 1. We're gonna have we're gonna have to re-roll it. 3. Ay. 4, 1, 5, and 1. So drop on the 1, so that'd be 10.
That's a flat 10. That's a flat 10. All right, cool. Keep going.
Okay, keep it rolling. Rolling. 6, 5, 3, and 3. So that'd be 12. 6,
so
5,
that
3.
would be
14.
14. Yeah, it's a 14 right there. All even so far. 10, 12, 14, 16. These are amazing. Let's keep going.
Like it. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, 1 and 4. So 5, 6, 4.
15.
15. Nice.
One more to go.
Okay. Yep. 3, 1, 2,
Uh-oh.
and 2.
Oh,
So
no.
That's 7.
That's a 7 again, man. Man, you are... Let's do it.
Oh, it happens. Okay.
You know what? Do you want to keep that 7? I'll let you choose if you want to keep that 7.
Try one more time.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
So 3, 4, 2, and 3. So 3, 4, 3. So that's
another 10.
That's a 10. All right.
10. That's pretty good. All evens except for one odd, and you are going to get a +1 stat bonus, so everything's going to be even. So that's a pretty good way to start this campaign. Not too bad. 30 feet of movement speed. We'll give you that one at least in the beginning there. And okay. All right. Checking my numbers here because I want to make sure about the Minotaur. I'm pretty sure it's a +2 to strength. And it's a +1 to con. I'm pretty sure. Let's verify.
Yeah, I've got the Minotaur pulled up here as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, I didn't put that into your sheet. We're gonna get that in there. You're gonna get all of your Minotaur stuff. All right. So you get a horn attack. You get a goring rush. You get hammering horns. You get imposing presence, which is proficiency in either intimidation or persuasion. You've already got intimidation because you're a soldier, so we can give you persuasion. So let's give you a persuasion.
I like it.
Another one there. Languages. Common and Minotaur. All right. There you go.
It says, I mean, you are a Minotaur, so something's got to suffer.
Of course, you know what you call a short Minotaur.
Minotaur.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we call a feed, everybody. It's a fishing line now. Yes. Okay. +2 to strength, +1 to con. All right. Con +1. Got it. Here we go. So, you got that juicy 16. You are a cleric. You don't get any boost to wisdom, so might be a good place to have it, but I'll let you make the call.
Yeah, like, wisdom is supposed to be, like, my main spell casting ability.
Right, as a cleric.
Yeah, so I think 16 needs to be put over there.
You got it. You can turn... Here's the cool thing. You could turn the 14 with a +2 into 16 for your strength, and you can turn the 15 into a 16 with your con. Give you 3 16s to start off with, all +3s, strength, con, wisdom.
That's pretty dang good.
That's pretty dope. I'm going to say that. You want to do that?
Please.
You got it. Nice beefy Minotaur, and yes, the pun was intended. 11 hit points. 11 hit points to get started with. Level 1 cleric.
Okay.
Somebody's got to survive to heal everybody. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Which means you have a 10, 10, and a 12 to put into dexterity, intelligence, and charisma.
Right.
Where do you want them?
Let's see. I feel like if I'm already going to be proficient in intimidation and persuasion, that 12 should be on charisma.
You got it. What you give the 10 in intelligence and a good old flat 10 in dex. 0 modifiers on those, but a +1 to your charisma, which will give you an initiative of 0. But the good thing is you got heavy armor, so you don't have to worry about your dex modifier. So that's actually not so bad. It's also good to have a high constitution for clerics because you want to be able to concentrate on your spells. That's always good. So you're not going to be fast. You're like Baymax. You're not fast.
Right.
But you are going to be at least able to heal everybody that goes down. Let's put your
and
skills.
throw a punch or two in the middle of it all.
Or some horns even, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 3, 0, 5, 0, 3. Give you a passive perception of 13. Ain't too bad. That's not so bad when you don't even have proficiency in perception.
Right.
And performance is going to be a 1. Persuasion is going to be a 3. Religion 0. And Dex will be 0. Dex will be 0. Survival 3. Cool. Very cool. For all your memeing needs, the Mini Minotaur song. Oh, thank you, DC.
Yeah. I'm going to have to listen to this.
All right. Let's give you your mace is going to be a +5 to hit.
Okay.
+5 to hit. Mace deals a d6 of damage +3 bludgeoning damage, I believe, for a mace. Your horns are also a strength-based weapon, so +5 to hit and 1d6. 1d6 +3 piercing, because it's horns. And then, very cool. Then you have a goring rush immediately after you use the dash action on your turn and move at least 20 feet. You can make 1 melee attack with your horns as a bonus action, so you can do that.
Nice.
Basically, you can replace your horns with your unarmed strikes. So that's what you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a D6 instead of a 1+ strength. It's a D6+ strength. So, not too bad. And then hammering horns. Immediately after you hit a creature with a melee attack, as part of the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to shove that target with your horns. So you basically get back.
Mm-hmm.
And target must be no more than 1 size larger than you and within 5 feet. It has to succeed on a strength saving throw, which is based off of your DC off of your strength modifier again. You can push it up to 10 feet away. So you get an extra bonus shove attack, which is kind of cool. So there's that. Let's put your Word of Radiance, which is DC. Let's see here. For your Wisdom, it's going to be +5. So you're going to have a 13 DC, not too bad to get started with. DC 13 Con. And Word of Radiance says, I believe you take a D6. Everybody around you taking, whoops, if I can spell correctly. Yeah, D6 of radiant damage, and it scales as a cantrip does. Con save. It's each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet. So it doesn't mean you're allies.
Even better.
You could literally be healing somebody, and then a goblin can come up trying to stab you and be like, get behind me, Satan.
Right.
And not worry about hitting your ally, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. So that's a D6, and it's a flat D6, no modifier. So it's 1d6 radiant to all chosen creatures within 5 feet. That's nice. That's good for getting rid of some pesky low level kobolds or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So 1d8. This is good. This turned out good.
I'm liking it. Yeah.
Then extra heals and all the heavy armor. I also gave you your heavy armor. You're strong enough to carry the heavy armor for a chainmail. So therefore you have a 16 AC. If you're using your shield, 18 AC. Not too bad for getting started on that. Let's start off and let's get some personal information for this Minotaur. It's time to make your Tinder profile.
Okay.
All right. First of all, if you would please. Big Giant Circles is playing right now in the ambient music. This is from an amazing game out there if you haven't played it called There Came an Echo. Wonderful, wonderful game from Iridium Studios. Please go check it out. It's a wonderful game. I love this music. If you would please, roll me 2d8.
2d8. 1 second. Here we go.
Tinder tar. Says DC Lassar.
First one is a 7.
Okay.
And the other one is a 6.
Damn. Okay. That's 13.
13.
You are 6'5".
Ooh.
Oh, you tall.
I'm beefy.
Again, Pun intended.
Manator.
Manator.
Okay.
That's a Manator. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Keston could be making a female Minotaur for all we know. There's no calling on gender on this one.
It's 7 and 2.
No. It's 2d6 for your weight.
Oh, 2d6. I'm sorry.
2d6.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's different like that.
Okay. 5 and 3.
So 8. All right. There we go. There we go. 247 pounds.
Sounds
pretty
pretty stocky.
Yeah. Well, for being 6'5". Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So I have a fun way of getting our age on this one. You live up to 150 years as Minotaurs do. You reach adulthood at the age of 17. So let's do this. Roll me low or high.
Okay. The D20 again. 17.
That's high.
Mm-hmm.
That means that you're over 100. That was your hundredths digit.
Oh my God.
Now I want you to roll me a D5. Roll me a D6. If it's a 6, re-roll it. Actually, you know what? We'll call it this way. Actually, roll me a D4 on this one. D4. Yeah, because if you hit a 5, then you're 150. So it's like, so D4. That way we guaranteed that you're not going to be dead. Basically,
that's a 4.
Roll me a D10.
Okay.
If this is a 10, you're 150.
7.
147 years old.
So I'm like on death's door.
You're a retired soldier. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time.
And yet I am still 6'4" and
6'5".
5 and beefy somehow.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean it's just like, just Minotaurs themselves, just, it's not like everything loses, weight after it's all done. And again, we can amend any of these things though if you wanted to. We're just rolling some fun stuff up. What color are your eyes?
Okay.
What color are your eyes?
I would say like an amber color, like amber orange.
Nice. What's skin tone, or because Minotaur, maybe a fur tone would you have on this one?
I would say like a dark gray color.
Okay.
Not black, but just kind of like almost like a charcoal gray.
Yeah. I mean, hey, this Minotaur's on their bucket list on adventure, right? Got to get on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've never seen a volcano. Time to go. And do they have hair? Do they have like a hair color kind of thing that we can talk about? Are they bald? What's going on? Good call.
I would say the hair, for being a soldier, hair would probably be short on the head.
Okay.
And then kind of like I would say like a bit of a longer goatee going down here. Like kind of like wrapped up into like a braid of some kind.
Short, braided. Got it. All right, cool. Awesome. Love it. You know what? I think I know exactly what we're going to do on this one. I think I'm going to need you to roll a D100.
Ooh. Okay.
D100, which means there are percentile dice out there, everybody. Basically, to say it's a pair of it's a pair of 2 dice. One takes care of basically the tens, the other one takes care of the digits. So go ahead and roll me.
Yes. So if you haven't seen what he's talking about, we have some here that have 50, 80, 40, things like that on there. Just roll that with the D10.
So both these together. One tells the digits, tens in this.
95.
Okay. You tell me right now, or we can roll for it. Is it male or female Minotaur? We can roll for it if you want.
I'm gonna say male. What I'm thinking of right now.
Your name is Pyrrhos. Pyrrhos.
Pyrrhos.
Pyrrhos.
Okay.
You can have a nickname if you want to, but we're gonna call you Pyrrhos. Rrhos, Pyros. I pulled this from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, as they have a whole bunch of name rolling charts in the back, and I gave the Greek name because Minotaurs.
Nice.
Yeah, seemed to make sense to me.
That was a special edition version of Xanathar's as well, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Nice.
And let's see here. Let's see if there's a. Nope. We'll go with that. Also, Tasha's Cauldron is very good. Yeah, I just got Tasha's Cauldron a couple weeks ago for the very first time I had my physical. Yeah, I got that and Heroes Feast at the same time, so that was a good day at the game shop.
Nice.
Supporting the local game shop. All right, so Pyros it is. Minotaur, Life Cleric, background is a soldier. So we got about 25 minutes or so to talk about all of these things that we're going to do for this. And figure out exactly where this person came from. Oh no, my mind just went. Remember that Ruby character, Pyrrha Nikos?
Pyrrha Nikos. Oh no, I know who they're talking about.
I do not. Yeah. Know Ruby. I do not know Ruby myself, but I know of it. I mean, I don't watch it.
Yeah, stuff happens with her. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Big sad, says Cranky Dragon.
Big sad stuff.
Okay. I felt from your reaction, I'm like, oh, okay, probably something there's. Oh, you know what? Let's actually let's get off the big sad. Roll me another D100.
Oh, all right.
Roll me another D100. Now we're gonna have some real fun. You've been alive for a long time, and as such, you have basically come under the acquirement of a magic item. I'm gonna give you a magic item.
Sweet. That is a 22.
Okay. I haven't seen this one before. Let's see exactly what you got. Oh my gosh. There we go. This is perfect. Okay. Roll me.
What did I do?
No, I'm gonna see how many you have. And then we'll do a count on this one because you're gonna have a number of these. Screw it. Roll me a D20.
D20. 14.
You have 14 of them. You have these little things that are basically. Oh my gosh, you can't see it very well there. They're potatoes. You have potatoes. One of my most favorite characters ever was a potato farmer. They're known as smashed potatoes.
Okay.
They're smashed potatoes. I'm gonna put this in your treasure here.
Smashed potato. I gotta look.
You have 14 of them currently.
Uh-huh.
And the funny thing is about this is that and by the way, I'm pulling this from the Griffin Saddlebag. This is from Kickstarter. Wonderful 5e edition thing. They worked really, really great on all this to make a lot of these things up. I cannot believe there's a magic potato in this whole thing. My other crew is going to go crazy when they hear that. Because I was a potato farmer for the whole thing. This hardy root vegetable is grown by the clerics and champions of a god of war and combat whose strength is said to make its way onto the material plane through their gardens.
Ooh.
Eating one of these vaguely fist-shaped potatoes will cause your hands to itch for the thrill of combat. Eating a potato increases your unarmed damage to a D4 for 1 hour. Each additional eaten potato increases the duration by an hour, and you can eat up to 3 potatoes before needing to finish a long rest to benefit from them again. If you already have an unarmed combat die that is 1d4 or higher, like a monk, this vegetable has no effect, but is nevertheless delicious.
Well, ain't that something?
Smashed potatoes. Smashed potatoes.
So it's basically like I've got This is like my version of Popeye's spinach.
I
I ate a potato and then this old minotaur just.
Extra potatoes can extend duration by 1 hour. Can benefit, whoops, I can spell, benefit from 3 potatoes at once before needing long rest. Doesn't affect if your unarmed strikes are already a 1d4 or higher. There you go. So there you go. You got some smashed potatoes.
I'm about it.
And
yeah.
they look like fists, which I think is. And they're grown by clerics. Of course you have these. And you're a soldier. Of course
I can make more if I want to.
I like to think that you got like one as a gift and you were like, oh, that's so nice. And you never knew what to do with them. And you just grew them. And you just grew them. You're like, well, now I have a lot of them.
Yes.
What do you mean that they're good for doing something else? I thought they smelled nice.
No.
I put them in. I just put them in my curry. I thought it was good. I didn't know. Why did I want to punch? Why did I want to punch my neighbor as soon as I had this? This curry was amazing.
You want me to eat this raw? What's wrong with you? It's like there's no flavor in that.
Oh my gosh.
You eat one raw and then it's just, I feel alive again.
Yes. I would like to think that when you get the itch of combat after you eat a smashed potato, somebody. Oh wait, no, even better. Some spuddy. You're welcome. All right, moving on. So there's your magic item that you got.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so fun. I'm horrible.
Pop a potato and like, I'm gonna live forever.
Yep. Oh gosh. So let's figure out a little bit about where you came from. I was also going to figure out who your god is. We're actually going to do that. I actually have a list of that, and we can actually roll. Let's roll on the deities chart. If I can spell deity correctly. Here we go. So let's go for life cleric. And then let's go for source. And gosh, there's a lot. Life cleric, of course, there's going to be a lot of these. Let's get rid of the alignments that are going to be. Let's do that. That helps out a lot. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 22. So let's knock that one out. 21. And a couple of these are probably going to be repeats. Nope, not all of them are repeats. 21. So, roll me a d6.
Okay. Let's see here.
We're going to figure out what pantheon we got here, Sephiroth 1821.
That is a 1.
All right, so that's the first 3. Or first 7, I should say. Okay. Give me now... Yeah. Give me now a d8. If it's an 8, re-roll it.
Okay. 2.
It is an elven god.
Ooh.
And this is a name. This is just a name here. I'm just going to have to give you. Okay. Let's put this name in here. Deity is... Whoops. Alobal Lorfiril. That's a mouthful.
Ooh.
That's a mouthful. A-L-O-B-A-L. Alobal
Okay.
Lorfiril. Basically a chaotic good, part of the Seldarine elven pantheon of gods. Known for basically the symbol, and I'm not making this up, the symbol is a wine glass because Alabel is a god of revelry and mirth. So bits of the life domain, but also bits of the trickery domain. So, you know, still being like, you know, eat, drink, and be it's eat, drink, and be merry, but it's also have fun. So there's that as well. So.
Okay, I see. I can see this for like an old minotaur like me. Like at the end of his life, he wants to live it up as most as he can.
Yeah.
Like so he.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like also the idea that it was fun when it started, and because it was, you know, let's party kind of a thing, and now it's serious, and now it's definitely trying to do that one. So, oh yeah, you definitely would have a wine skin. You would definitely be like, you know, encouraging people to, after the hardships of the day, have a drink to relax and allow yourself to, you basically unwind, not go crazy, but go on, you know, wine. Basically, you know, I think Pyros would definitely be the epitome of a social drinker.
Yeah, I can see that.
So let's get you know what? Let's definitely give you some, I'm going to give you some extra piece of equipment here. So for your holy symbol, I have an idea. I have an idea for a holy symbol. I have an idea for a holy symbol. This is going to be fun.
Me with it.
It's a pendant, and inside of it is this very, very protective thing, is what looks like this, what looks like basically like blood, but it's just a really nice rosé. It's just this really nice Merlot, or a nice Merlot. It's basically this thing. So basically, channeling a little bit of that. But basically, the wine glass is the symbol. So you're not going to have a shield with a wine glass on it. But I think the idea of having this kind of thing, and I think anybody who usually tells you just like, oh, that must be that must be that big Minotaur's, like, you know, channeling the blood of his god or something like that, or the blood of the champion of who basically served that. No, it's just, right. And every now and then when nobody's looking, you're kind of like,
it's like a little flask.
I would like to think actually like that's like your emergency restorative kind of property there. Like that has like amazing restorative properties.
Right.
That is super duper clutch. Do this and you'd have it for like 6 months of this campaign, and then and then somebody would be dying or wasting away from some disease, or have some sort of arcane, fiendish, you know, malevolence that has basically overcome them, and you just kind of just pop it and you go, you need to drink this, and they go, I thought that was blood around you. Like, just drink it, and it's like the best wine ever.
Right.
And it just like, and it's like channeled with nearly 100 years of prayer and goodness that you've put into this thing, and then it just heals them up. I love that idea that it does this.
I do like that too. And I guess the whole idea of it people thinking it might be blood, that would work with like the whole intimidation proficiency I have.
I'm sorry, did you want to mess with this a little bit today? Which almost could be deception, but yeah, it's intimidation. There's that one as well there. Pendant of a blood red, pendant filled rather, with a blood red wine, often mistaken for blood.
Yep.
There we go. Cool. You got some good stuff here. Oh yeah, we're also going to give you your crossbow bolts. Forgot crossbow bolts. You're not a Dexy fighter, but yeah. Like crossbow.
Yeah. So maybe I should have put that 12 into Dex. Now that I think about it.
It's all right. If you want to, you can. There's nothing to say you can't. 1d8 piercing, if you want it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like the whole idea of the helping with like AC and then hits with like maces or anything like that.
But heavy armor is not dependent upon your AC. The heavy armor is not dependent upon your dex.
Okay, that makes sense. So it would only just help with like physical attacks.
You're a
actually,
strength. You're a strength
yeah,
based. You're strength
I'm
based.
strength based, and
Yeah.
I guess it would make sense since I'm an older Minotaur. I wouldn't be as
You're
spry
not
as
as
I used to
slow.
be.
You're not as quiet. You
Hmm.
know, you know what? Everybody needs a flaw. And again, one of the great things that I love to talk about with this is that people sometimes are like, no, I need to put that stat into this because of this mechanic. I'm like, yeah, but who are you?
Right.
Maybe that's not who you are. You know, if you're good
Hmm.
at intimidation and persuasion, those are character.
Yeah.
Those are things. If you don't have any dex skill proficiencies, why would you have good dex?
Yeah.
You can.
True.
There's nothing wrong that says that you can't have it, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to have it, or that you have to have it for another reason. So there's that.
Right. So I think we'll just keep things
Cool.
as they are.
Cool. So your deity is that. Known for
lobo.
revelry, and mirth.
A Lobo Lorfiril.
It's a symbol of a wine glass. And there's that. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your background here. Got about 15 minutes here to talk about your background here. Then we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do a little one-on-one mini adventure. We'll see what Pyros gets up to. What spurned Pyros to join the military, to be a soldier?
Let's see here. I imagine for a Minotaur to learn how to heal, I would imagine you would have had family that have been part of the military once before, like a father or brother or something. I would say a father has been part of the military of the land he is a part of, aspired to that. I think he may have started off, being a fighter, but then realized he had more of was more adept to staying back and healing people.
Yeah, so which attributes to your 16 strength. Like, you're a big guy, but maybe just swinging the weapon wasn't as.
Only do that when you need to.
Wanted to
so he
be a frontline soldier, but couldn't carry through with as much bloodshed, or maybe was just was more of a pacifist. What do you think?
I think he started off thinking that there was honor, in fighting and striking down your enemies. That's why he built himself up to be so strong. But then I think he started to see that there was more benefit to saving those that he was, serving with.
Like it. All right. Cool. Love it. What introduced Pyros to Alabel?
What introduced him to Alabel?
How did they find out about that?
This is going to be interesting because you said Alabel was an elven.
Yeah, it was part of the elven pantheon of gods. Again, just known for revelry and mirth.
I would say that let's see, revelry and mirth. That's interesting. I would say you would have had to have met an elf at some point. Maybe that was serving along in the military. I think this could have been like the point that made him start realizing it's better to try and enjoy life as it is. Like, maybe they were off on like a shore leave somewhere or something like that, and met this, or I got to know this elf that was part of the military, explained to him what Alabel was all about. Because he was going through a point where he's wondering if he wants to keep fighting or do something else, and then this elf kind of like helps lead him onto a different path.
Over some drinks.
Yes, over some drinks.
This elf
the best
explained
wine
about
he
Alabel.
ever had in his life.
This elf explained about Alabel over drinks, and gave and gave Pyros the guidance to move away from the occupation of a fighter and more towards the idea of serving his friends as a support unit, basically, as a member, as a support unit himself, and realized that there were a lot of other healers and a lot of other people that were, individuals who would, bring ammunition and bring food and, cook. I mean, heck, there are cooks on the battlefield. Why wouldn't there be, right? And then to have that, I think it'd be is great. And I actually like that idea too. I'd like to think that the elf was part of the contingent of the mess hall, basically. Maybe like one of the winemakers, basically, about people trying to do that. Not so much that keeping soldiers drunk on the battlefield is a good thing, but also like being known for like keeping care of the beverages and keeping soldiers fed. An army lives on its stomach. Old adage, right? And so being able to feed that army is very important. So just hanging out in the mess hall, this elf comes over and just goes like, hey, let's, pours a bit of wine. Well, hey, what's going on? Let's talk a little bit about some stuff there.
Right.
I like that idea, because then being like, I want to serve, he's like, I don't know how to serve people in this army. Big 6'5", stocky, huge horns, intimidating presence. I don't know how to serve my people here. I'll do this. Dude, I make sandwiches for people. What are you talking about serving people? Sometimes everybody doesn't have to pick up a sword and fight people. You know what I'm saying? You always got to serve like this. And he's like, well, what is it for me? He's like, well, you got to find your own path. Sometimes, you got this, and just starts to hang out with this dude. And this elf just kind of steers him towards this idea that maybe that's what the best thing would be for him, is to, give of himself to do this, and just keeps finding this idea, and in retrospect of thanking him for having this, like, I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for you, and he's like, well, you know what, my grandma was a big lover of Alabel. Of course, she was drunk a lot, but still she loved Alabel, and it might be a little thing for you there. And he looked into it, and he was like, you know what, none of these it's not like there's a lot of gods, maybe the gods that he looked into, people that served him were gods of war and combat, and he didn't like that. And so maybe go after this fine, wonderful idea of all this. And it just kind of grew on him over the years. It just kind of grew on him. I like that. So he's elderly now. He's getting near the end of his life. What's going to spur him towards going on an adventure again? What requirement out there is it going to be? Whether it's a self-requirement of just like, I need to go do this, or they need me, or I have a quest that I need to go finish because I didn't do it in my life.
This is going to be a bit comical, but
no, it isn't. It's going to be yours, and then we're going to roll with it no matter what.
What if we were talking about the whole smashed potato thing? He's saying that when you eat it, your hands itch for combat again.
They do.
What if he finally decided one day, like he's been growing these things, finally decides to try one, just as it is, out of curiosity, and then that old spark lights up in his gullet again. He's like, wait, I can't just be sitting around here waiting for my life to pass away. I need to get out there and do something.
Or even better, just after about 10 years of growing these things and having them normally, and they wouldn't affect him because he just cooks them off and just kind of has them. He just kind of keeps going like, long-term effects of the smashed potatoes.
It's like, I can't just stay here. It's like, what? So I got to do something. I can't just sit here growing more potatoes. There's got to be something out there I can do.
I like to think that the elf was the one that gave him the potatoes as well, because he was a cook,
Yeah.
By the way, just don't have too many of these at once. That
okay, I can see it.
And even better, I imagine. I got a perfect setup for this. We'll do this when we come back. I got a perfect setup for this. You're gonna love it. All right.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so stupid. Okay. No, it's gonna be great. I love it. So
Yeah, I do like that too. Is like if he's been eating smashed potatoes this entire time, like growing.
I mean,
them
every
just
now
eating
and
them
then. You don't have it all the time, obviously.
Right,
It's a root
right, but
vegetable.
more than you would expect normal people to eat them. That would explain like why at an older age he still, looks
He's
big
feisty.
and stocky.
Yeah, he's stocky. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He grows them. Has inspired his love of adventure to go out on one last trek across the land. That's fantastic. I love it. Oh. So, let's see here. Let's do this. Let's pull up some stuff here. All right. Let's do that. Background. So over the years, I'm assuming that he became a healer. Basically, that was his role in the. Okay. All right. Role in the military as a healer. Okay. Need you to roll me a d8.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. 7. Uh-oh.
You just rolled up your personality trait. You have a crude sense of humor.
Perfect for an old guy.
Yeah. Let me tell you about all this. Okay. Oh man. Roll me a d6 for your ideal.
Okay. 3.
You believe you have a sense of ideal. Pyros has a sense of ideal of independence, living independently, being independent of choice and struggles. The idea about independence in this case is that when people follow orders blindly, that's embracement of a kind of tyranny. When you just follow orders blindly, you don't do that as a soldier. You have to question orders sometimes, because if you just follow no sense of code, that's just that leads to just that's how people make mistakes in life. Right. My hero addicted says, "Uh-oh, you lost a leg. It's okay, it'll grow back."
So sorry, I can't pray for healing.
Walk it up. No, can't say that.
You got any more legs? No, I probably don't.
I got some legs in the back, but they won't fit you. Another D6.
Don't ask why I have a bunch of legs in the back.
Don't question my healing. D6, please.
Don't question my methods.
D6.
Oh, another D6.
Another D6. We're getting your bond right now.
Okay.
James Bond.
2.
Oh, okay. Your bond was. This is nice because it was individual. It was an individual, and this extends now to your allies, which is really nice for you as a healer. Your bond was someone saved my life on the battlefield. To this day, I will never leave a friend behind. That's nice.
I like it.
And my favorite of all, I need a D6 for your flaw.
Oh, okay.
Here comes your flaw.
Three.
Ooh. This is going to be a fun one.
Uh-oh.
I made a terrible mistake in battle that cost many lives. And I would do anything to keep that mistake secret.
That could be the reason why he's so independent and lives alone as well.
Yeah. I'd like to think maybe for example, this is obviously very much built off of what you have and who you are, but you get to, there was an idea of, you were given some sort. You basically found this unguent, ointment, elixir, potion of some kind that was basically supposed to go to a bunch of the people that were in the tents being healed, and you brought them something that you believed was going to save them. Maybe there was an herb out there that was supposed to be ground down and given to them, and it ended up being your fault. You made a mistake. The herb was poison. To them, it was the wrong thing for you to get, and you ended up basically killing a lot of the people that were on death's door anyway, and you just had that kind of problem. It's just an idea, obviously, but you can have whatever you want on that one. But I mean, there's a lot of different things that soldiers make mistakes on, that medics make mistakes on. There's all sorts of different things that can happen, but it costs many lives. So
maybe maybe that is the way that I was, discharged from the military, like dishonorably or something like that, for making such a mistake. That, or like I went AWOL or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of things like that. There's a lot of choices out there, and that's the whole point, is that you do have all of that with you. Well, my friend, you have a full character sheet right now. That is heck of a character sheet there. All right, so we're gonna get your spells in here, and you're gonna be able to choose 4 spells on top of your life domain spells that you're automatically gonna have, which I believe you get. I believe you get Cure Wounds and Bless.
Yes.
Auto Bless and Auto Cure Wounds all the time.
Love it.
Oh, again, can't go wrong with either of those spells. So we're going to fill those things out. You're going to get those, and then you're going to be able to choose 4 more that you prepare every day. And we're going to take a small break, and we're going to come on back after a little bit, and we're going to see Pyros in action. And so take a little bathroom break and a snack break as well, just so that we can do this one. I urge you to do that. We'll come back, and we'll see how it all goes for Pyros' first little mini adventure. We'll see you in a bit, everybody. Bye-bye.
See ya.
All right. So that would mean that we're back on this one. Thank you very much. Yes, Adelheid, I do have a trilby in that photo, by the way. Thank you for knowing the difference between a fedora and a trilby. Thank you much. Okay. So let's change up the music a little bit here. Okay. So, Pyros. The years are going on for you, and that sometimes those ideas of time with your other fellow soldiers creeps into your mind. There are other people out there that could need your help. Definitely people out there that need your help. Wars haven't exactly been very common, though. And there's been but there's always people that are fighting. It's hard to kind of figure out who needs your help, though, and when they need your help, and should they make their own decisions in life. You've been very content staying in this rustic area. There's kind of a crossroads section. A lot of different areas of people would come and go across this area. So you've got a large swath of different kinds of races and areas that would have this, different cultures, a melting pot really, at this small kind of trading post of an area. This is a city that's kind of run by and governed by an elven kind of matriarchy, but it's more of a kind of a council of elders. But there's basically a couple of female elders that run this place. Being that it is and has been for a long time been an elven outpost of this kind, they're very welcome to trade and commerce in this area. And also very welcoming to a follower of Alabel, to have in that regard there. And every year, there is a kind of a spring celebration, celebrating the harvests and allowing people to come in and not just peddle their wares or anything else like that, but it's more kind of like the biggest farmers market in like 20 miles around, and people travel a lot of this area. And it was farmers market kind of stuff like this for a long time, but also other vendors started to come by and sell a lot of their things. And then once vendors started to come by, and there was that, celebratory individuals would come by and try to be entertainers. And then there were gladiators that came by and tried to have like a little fighting pit. And then everybody started to come around from this entire area for this like week-long celebration of the harvest. And what also happened was the elven matriarchy would also tend to come by and say, oh, well, we're going to have a little bit of a self-congratulatory kind of time of the year for us and talk about exactly what we do. So you have arrived once again in town, and you are having a small, you don't have like signs or anything else like that. You basically have some of the things that you have grown in your own garden, not just smashed potatoes, although they are on the list. But you do have some, you have a lot of other root vegetables. You seem to, that's kind of be your thing. You got some carrots, you got some onions, you got a little bit of garlic in there too, just for funsies. And people try to come by, and just every now and then some people will come by and sample. There's a lot of people out here selling things. And, but there's that. Thankfully, you have a friend here, and she is currently kind of parading around in the front with a small violin, as she kind of like plays a small fun tune and dances a little bit as she in the cobblestone streets. And you hear her calling out, hear ye, for anyone that might want to have a little bit of fun and might want to have a little bit of a mirthful time here. There's the follower of Alabel himself, the follower Pyros, and his magical, mystical produce. It's Pyros's produce, and all of you need to partake of Pyros's perfect produce. Please come all over there. And you hear your friend trying to sell you up a little bit of business. And we're going to see how well she does at that.
Love the alliteration.
The natural 19 on the die. She has some pretty good words on there. So you do get a fair amount of visitors today. Whoops. You get 14 you make 14 sales just in the beginning of the morning. You're actually doing pretty darn well. She's actually doing pretty well for yourself, and you actually you don't make a lot of money because it's just, it's very simple kind of produce, but you do make 8 gold pieces, so you got to make an extra 8 gold. She had a pretty good sales pitch for you in the beginning of the morning. So now as the noonday sun has come across there, Moyole is definitely, and you are hanging out under the shade of a nearby tent, and having some drinks. Mm-hmm. What's your drink of choice today, Piros?
Drink of choice today. So it's you said it was a hot noonday.
It's a spring day, and but it is about high noon. So yeah, there's a nice breeze. This is a coastal town, so you have a nice breeze coming by. So it's not so hot.
Okay. I would just say something like that. A nice refreshing ale.
Nice refreshing ale.
That.
Yes. So you have a nice kind of like a nice light ale, and
summer shanty.
Yes. Moyole has come by and said she was going to spot you on this one, and she has brought you the ale, and she has a bit of a darker ale for herself. Mm-hmm. But she brings it over to you, brings you the light ale, and well, to a successful day of business for you there, Mr. Piros.
Once again, Moyole, you know how to bring them in.
Well, you keep those smashed potatoes coming my way, then I think some of my friends will definitely have a bit more of something to say about that. So I'm happy to provide.
You ain't gonna find a better peddler around of those things than me.
I don't think I've found anyone who has a peddler of those there, but they definitely have made me a bit of an extra coin on the side there when I've given them to some of the gladiators that come by. It seems to definitely give them a bit more of a raucous time. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, everybody else eats these things, and they seem like super, like, oh, I'm ready to go. But me, I've been eating them for years, and I don't feel the same thing anymore.
She leans over and kind of pats your belly a little bit. Like, I think it's showing just a little bit, though.
Oh, come on. Everyone appreciates a little extra pound here and there.
Yes, but I think more when they have those potatoes, they're pounding each other.
Ah, a fair point. Can't argue with that.
At that point, you guys are just kind of chilling out and having some laughs and counting the coins, and again made some good coins. At which point you do hear the voice of a squeaky voice over on the other side. Just get no, not again, not again. Wait, what? Hello, where are you?
What?
And you see this small little gnome come around the corner, with a bright green tunic. There seems to be like a ribbon, like with like tassels, like a lapel kind of thing with tassels on the side attached to it. And he sees the two of you, Moyole and Piros, and just goes, No, not again. I was Mr. Piros. We've had this discussion before. Those potatoes. There is something in them. We've had this discussion before.
Now, sir, I don't see what the big problem is here. Like, I bring the potatoes, people love it. We bring in extra people to the celebration every time I come down with these.
Yes, but we've had them over at the festival before, and it seems that any time that you're here and you're selling these things, I don't know what it is. If I'm not trying to say that you carry an aura with you, Mr. Piros, but sometimes what you sell, there seems to be a ruckus in the streets. We can't just have this over here.
My potatoes are just that good.
I'm very sorry about all this, but
And he fishes around inside, like the inside of his tunic, and pulls out a scroll, and he goes,
the Harvest Festival has actually said that we can't have you here anymore.
And he hands over the thing. He's got like a shaking hand as he's handing this scroll of parchment over to you.
I take it and I open it up and look at it.
In essence, it basically reads, the signed aforementioned individuals have decided, we regret to inform you that your services are no longer needed at the Harvest Festival.
I kind of let out a snort. So that's how it's going to be, is it? I come here all these times, sell my hard-earned and developed produce for you all, and this is the thanks I get.
You're still free to enjoy the festival.
Oh, I'll find a way to enjoy it.
Okay.
Now before you say anything else, tell me, when you say we decided, did that include you, or was that somebody else that made this decision?
And he kind of nervously kind of points downward, and and you can see that, and now that he's close enough, you can actually read that the lapel on his jacket reads, what does it read? It reads, it reads ferret. Apparently his nickname of Ferret. Gnomes have nicknames. And okay. So there is a more proper name on there, with a quotation with quote marks that says Ferret on there. Okay, so he goes,
they did, yes, we were all, there was a group decision, yes.
Can you believe this, Moyole, the kind of treatment that you and I get?
I mean, I don't know exactly why all of this is actually happening there, Mr. Ferret. I would actually say that perhaps there could be... You know what? You know what, though, Mr. Piros? I think Mr. Ferret does have a bit of a point. And I think... No, hold on a second. I think there's a point there. Because if there's any raucousness on the streets, we couldn't have that whatsoever. So perhaps we could be not moving your produce inside the festival, but perhaps if we went outside of the city and enticed everyone outside of the city to have a small snack before they came into the grounds, something to refresh their palates. Maybe then they would be able to, because then we wouldn't be on the grounds of the festival itself. You can see Ferret starting to sweat a little bit at hearing all this.
Well, that sounds more than reasonable to me. Like, give them a preview of what to expect before they come into the festival, you know?
I want both of you guys, we'll do this together. I want you to roll, roll a persuasion check. She'll roll a persuasion check, or she'll give you advantage. What do you want?
Let's both roll, because I'd say she'll probably be better in persuasion. Wow. Rolled a natural 19 for a 22.
She rolled a natural 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, dang.
So combined, though, that's gonna be a lot. And though she's so ignoring Moyole, he kind of says to you like a preview of things to come. Ferret decides to look at all you go.
Maybe. Oh, all right, Mr. Piros. All right. Here's what we'll do. We'll compromise, and we'll move your stand to near the entrance, which will still be on the grounds, and we'll still have you part of the festival, but we'll be getting more of a early visitors. We'll do that then. Please.
Well, Moyole, I think that could be acceptable to our terms. What do you think?
Well, it's not going to be very fun having all of my wonderful violin skills not being in the main thoroughfare, but
you are quite the player. But look at it this way: you're going to be the one that introduces everybody to the festival right at the front of the gate.
I have had some wonderful rhyme structures that rhyme with ferret that I would love to try. Oh, glorious.
I'm going to have to hear this first.
Oh, it's good. Let's go. Come on, Pierce. Thank you, Mr. Ferret. We appreciate you so much. And Miole gets up and starts kind of packing up her things, kind of cueing you to do the same thing.
Yep.
Do all this stuff.
Well, I'd like to hear some of those things too.
And that's all you hear before you basically start doing this. So you guys are kind of moved over to one section near the this kind of city. The city itself has kind of a walled structure with kind of like three walls around this area. Dedicated, exit and entrances along the pathways as like a trading post should. But then there's also one section of it that's along the coastline. And again, there's a port city, coming into a lot of people coming in from a lot of different areas. So you're basically moved over to this one section of the wall, and near the entrance, you're about a block away from the entrance. So there's like a dedicated entrance kind of area, and then there's like you're about a block to a half a block away because there are some contingents of soldiers that need to actually verify and security people to come in, come out. All right, come in, come out. People coming in and out. But although it's a lot more lax because of the festival, everybody's coming in. So. There's that. So you guys go to set that up and start your afternoon vending. And as you guys are basically, she plays a few more tunes. And she does rhyme ferret with carrot in a way that makes you smile, and does actually move a couple more carrots than is normal for you. And it's about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You've made an additional 6 gold pieces off of what she's been able to do. And this entrance is not exactly ideal, but you do get kind of like the first takers who have their money, and they're kind of like, oh, okay, that's cool. And they're starting to do that. As you guys are having this, though, roll me a perception check.
Perception. 14.
14. As you see a lot of people coming in and out of the grounds there, you're kind of taken by the song of Miole and the little limericks that she's making up now. And as she's doing all this, you kind of catch something in the air, smell, and it's an odd smell. It's one of those olfactory senses that kind of bring you back a little bit as you kind of go like, I recognize that smell. As you're recognizing the smell, you're like, that's like back in my soldier days. I used to smell that on the boom. And there's this explosion about 100 feet away from you at the wall, not at the entrance, but alongside the entrance, going about 100 feet around that way. Brick and mortar just being blown apart, your eardrums ringing from the sensation. Immediately, it just snaps you back to like, I know what this is. And you smelled something basically like a fire and brimstone kind of thing. It kind of caught your nose right about when it happened. It knocks pretty much everybody around you down, and as Moyole kind of crawls back to you, and just like talking to you, but you can't hear it. You just have, you know, she can't
like the
hear.
high pitched ring in the
Yeah.
ear.
You're facing the wall. She's kind of coming towards you, and you're facing that. You start kind of like getting yourself up a little bit, and you see a number of goblins running away, but they look terrified. Goblins not supposed to be in this town, as far as you understand it. You've been here enough. The elves have a problem with goblins in this area. What you do see though are, it looks like on top of this wall, and you see a couple, and once you see one, you start to see a few more along the sides. You see gnolls. You've seen gnolls before. And as three of them start coming through the main thoroughfare, kind of out of an alley, and doing this with swords drawn, I need you to roll initiative.
Okay, well, this is happening.
Mayole rolled low.
I did not. Straight 16.
All right. Let's see here. Okay.
So I think my initiative.
You're gonna go first.
plus
Yeah,
was
you're
0.
going first. You're going first.
Okay, so we've got 3 gnolls.
Three
like,
gnolls
right
coming
out in
at
front
you.
of me.
I would say they're about 40 feet away from you right now. And they're all kind of like, they just came out of an alleyway. So they're all pretty close together.
Okay, 40 feet away, you said.
About 40 feet away.
40 feet, okay.
You're on your feet, so you can move.
Is Moyole up on her feet as well?
She's getting to her feet currently. You had
Getting
initiative
to her
first.
feet.
She'll be on her turn. She'll be up on her feet.
Okay. Let's see here. Gotta remind. Okay, so just so we can prep and be ready for whatever comes, I'll kind of go over to Moyole, put my hand on her shoulder, and said, "Come on, girl, up on your feet. It's time for some action." And I'll use bless on the both of us.
Okay, so bless spell is out. Good. All right. D4 to saves and attack rolls. You got it.
Yes.
All right, cool. So the blessing of Alabel being put into there, and Mayole say, "Well, that's okay, sure." And then she turns around, oh Christ, and then turns around, oh, equivalent of Christ. And the gnolls actually are going to be able to go first. They see the swords, out. They see the two of you out there, and they are going to close ranks. 2 of them are going to start moving towards you. Another one is going to take out a crossbow and is aiming at you, who are standing and are much taller than anything else. So this one's going to come at you. Your shield is out or not out?
Out.
You got your shield out. You got it. So this first one is going to be a 15 to hit.
Miss.
The shot goes wide, and you hear the other 2 literally use their action to dash, and they are now engaged with you as they are basically coming up with you. They are in your face and in Moyole's face as well. So
they are in Moyole range.
They are in Moyole range. She is on her
melee.
Miola melee, and they are Miola melee. And Miole's turn. She gets up. She is now on her feet. She takes out a small dagger and is going to try to fend off one of these first 2 with a D4. Drop that D4. And that's a 15 plus 2, so that's a 17 to hit. Yeah, that'll hit. So she's actually going to strike down one of these things here, and only going to do minimal damage, but she's going to do 4 points of damage to the first gnoll, and then looking around, just kind of go, "Well, come on, you're big, do something." Bardic inspiration for you. You get a D6 to your next roll. Go ahead, and it is now your turn. Top of the order.
Okay. Let's see.
One gnoll hurt next to you. Another gnoll next to him. About 30 feet away is the gnoll with the crossbow.
30 feet away. Okay, so I have 30 feet of movement.
You do. You are within 5 feet of somebody else, though, and they could strike out at you with those swords if you move, though.
True. Okay. Question. For those smashed potatoes, would that be an action or a bonus action to eat one?
I'd say it's a bonus action.
Bonus
I think it's
action?
an action on the chart, but for this one we'll say bonus action.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just like, you want me to do something? I'll just kind of pop my neck. I'll do something. I'll use a bonus action to pop a smashed potato. So
Okay.
I think you said that gives me an extra D4.
It churns your unarmed strikes into a D4 unless you have a higher dice. Now your horns do a D6, so that wouldn't have any effect on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
Because
I thought the
your
D4 was
horns
added on to
replace
everything.
your horns replace your unarmed strikes. It's okay.
Okay, so can we say not eat the
That's
smashed
okay.
potato?
Okay. Retroactive. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so yeah, I'll go ahead and what is the stats on the mace as well?
1d6 is +5 to hits. Should be on your weapons chart.
Okay, let me pull that back up here.
It's on your main sheet.
Main sheet. Okay. +5. Okay, yeah, plus 1d6 +3. All right. Let's just do
Your horns or your horns or your mace deal the same type of damage.
right. Yeah, I'm looking at what the abilities for like horns and rush and hammering horns and things like that.
You got to action dash, or you got to be able to kind of like goring rush and kind of knock something away.
Okay, let's just go ahead and do a horn attack on that one that was already hurt.
Got it. All right, cool. Go for it. Give me an attack with a D4 for your bless. You also have your word of radiance as well, by the way.
Yes. Oh wait. Okay. There it was. So pull that sheet back up. So 7, 8, 9, 10. So 12 to hit.
Just misses.
Just misses.
They have
Dang
hide
it.
armor on. They're gonna miss on that. Sorry.
All right.
All right.
So,
Anything else we
yeah,
can do with bonus action or anything else like that?
I don't think there's much else I can do bonus action. Well,
You do have a bardic inspiration. You do have a bardic inspiration.
Oh wait,
you can
yeah.
add.
Why didn't I? Yeah, let's go ahead and burn that.
Burn the bardic inspiration. Do it.
3.
That'll
So,
work. That'll hit.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Okay. Roll that D6.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Mayole's words inspiring you to smash your horns into this thing.
Okay. So. Okay. So D6 plus.
D6 plus 3.
So that's 8 points of piercing damage.
That'll knock him back. That'll knock him down. The gourd on the horns. You basically find purchase with it and toss him aside. And the other one there, by the way, you're taller than these gnolls, so this other one is looking angry at you, and as it snarls at you and rears back its short sword to come after you, we're gonna call it right there. And I know it's top of the hour.
Yeah, that's right.
Goes by quick, man.
Yeah,
it goes
sure
by
does.
quick. Oh my gosh.
To be continued. Make up your own story.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna see exactly where that goes later. Who knows, man? But there you go. There's Pyros and Mayole just kind of taking care of some gnolls on there. That's right.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff there. Hope you had fun, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to throw these stats into like D&D Beyond so I can use it for something else down the line.
There you go. It's got some good stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And those smashed potatoes are paying off dividends. I love it.
Yes.
I love that a minor magic item is just paying off dividends right now. It's so good. It's just so good. Everybody, thank you so much for coming by today. This was so much fun for this. My name's Lucas Schuneman. That's Keston Howard. This is character creation on Gilding Light. Stay tuned in an hour for A Song in the Heart with GM Jonathan Cerna. And then tomorrow, 1 p.m. For let's see here, Poison Tulips. Go back the Kickstarter for the Bard book. We got a little less than 24 hours to go on that one. And some amazing stretch goals that are happening over there. And yeah, everybody, thanks so much for coming by today. We're going to do this one more time next week, same time, May 28th. It's going to be fun. Don't know who we're going to have yet, but I got some plans. It's going to be fun. And again, thank you, Keston, for coming by today and just making up some fun material.
My pleasure, man. Thanks so much for having me on.
All right, guys. Till next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.